With all the financial uncertainty these days, you want to make sure that your money is working for you and your future. But navigating a 401k can be complicated, and this morning we're bringing you another installment in our crucial series on wealth strategies. Let's check in with reporter Jodina St. John.
Today we continue with our Wealth Strategies series with our friends from Reilly Financial Advisors. I'm Jodina St. John. Our topic today, 401ks, something that many of us may have, myself included, but yet know very little about our own plan. We welcome back today to the show Frank Reilly, President, Reilly Financial Advisors, and for the first time, Damien Dufour, Vice President, Corporate Retirement Services. Gentlemen, thank you for being here with us today. Frank, let's start with you. We're hearing a lot about 401k plans in the headlines recently. Talk of legislation, Supreme Court rulings. What is going on with the 401k industry right now?
Well, so much has changed in the retirement industry over the last couple of decades. The way it used to work, you'd go to work for one company, you'd work there your whole life, you'd retire with a pension plan, and you never really had to worry about your own retirement. Well, we all know that not very many companies offer those pension plans anymore. Almost all of them have moved into the 401k market. Unfortunately, when 401ks first came out, it really was what I would call the wild, wild west. There was not enough rules, not enough laws or regulations to really protect those people that were participating in the 401k. And what happened was the large New York Wall Street firms saw an opportunity and they came rushing in looking after making money for themselves than in helping people save for retirement. Well, luckily, over the last, say, 6 to 7 years, that has started to change. There are new rules, there are new regulations, some of them that will protect the sponsor of the plan, the employer, or others that will protect the participant of the plan, the employee, making it possible to use that 401k now to really secure your financial retirement.
Damien, this question's for you. If you have a 401k plan, what are the questions we should be asking?
I think the most important things for participants to understand about their 401k plan is, does my company offer a match, and what investments do I have access to? The best way to think about the match is free money your company is willing to give you to help you be more successful in retirement. So it's so important to understand the formula that they're using so you don't leave any free money on the table. Let's say you find out your company is offering a 3% match. That could be as simple as you putting 3% into the plan and your company matching 100% dollar for dollar back to your account. Now, if the company has a 50% match formula or 50 cents on the dollar, you now have to put 6% into the plan in order to achieve that same 3% match. So it's so important to understand what the formula is that the company's using so you don't leave anything on the table. Now, once you got the match figured out, you now have this overwhelming decision of, where do I put the money? What investments do I use? And as Frank alluded to earlier, corporations have moved away from pension plans where everything was automated and done for us from the savings all the way to the investing of the assets. Now, whether you're 18 years old or nearing retirement, you have this overwhelming decision of being your own fund manager and investing the money yourself. Now, sadly, this potentially life-changing decision in regards to retirement is made about 5 minutes at the tail end of your enrollment meeting when your participant is asked to pull out an enrollment form and essentially guess what mix of assets, stocks versus bonds is appropriate for them. One of the most important decisions an employee will make is choosing those investments, and how they decide to allocate their portfolio could be the difference between them being successful in retirement or potentially running out of money.
So Frank mentioned the wild, wild west and the exorbitant fees that are attached at times to those plans. What should we know about the fees within our own plans?
Without a doubt, the most important thing to understand about the fees is 401k plans are not free. And a majority of the time, every expense and fee related to a plan is paid for, funded by participants' accounts. This is hard for participants to understand because they get their quarterly statements in the mail, they open them up, and they don't see any line item expenses or fees. All they see is the mutual funds they've selected and whether they've had a positive or negative return for that quarter. But we all know the mutual funds have embedded fees in them, from revenue sharing agreements, sub-TA fees, 12B1 fees, and all the revenue created by these mutual funds is what flows back to Wall Street to pay for the plan. Now, as Frank mentioned, recent legislation has passed, which has really given us a little bit more power and clarity. And every year now, participants give an annual fee disclosure form, which brings complete transparency to every fee related to the plan. Now, this form often finds itself in the trash rather quickly or immediately deleted from one's inbox, and that always amazes me because these same participants are so quick to notice a $5 or $6 fluctuation in their cell phone bill and call up the provider and get on the phone, spend an hour to get things taken care of. But yet when they're handed a form that highlights the hundreds or thousands of dollars that are coming out of their personal accounts to pay for the plan, they don't really bat an eye at it. So I think it's so important for a participant to take that annual disclosure, find someone who can help them read it, because it is very complex. That way they know how much of their hard-earned money is flowing back to Wall Street to pay for the plan.
This can be overwhelming. Frank, what are the resources out there that we should know about?
Well, it's the whole reason we've written another one of our Wealth Strategy Series reports. If you go to our website, rfawealth.com, click on Articles, you'll see our latest Wealth Strategy report on 401ks. It's going to explain everything we've been talking about here. The fees, the match, the investment options, really help you gain a better understanding of your 401k. So again, if you go to rfawealth.com, click on Articles, and you'll get that latest one. Once you've read that, we're offering for free, for anybody that needs it, a free 401k tune-up. If you can just give us a little bit of information about your 401k, we'll give you an analysis and some direct recommendations back, all at no cost.
Frank, Damien, thank you so much for this invaluable information that you've shared with us today. This wraps up our segment on wealth strategies. However, if you'd like more information on this segment or previous segments with Reilly Financial Advisors, you can go to our website at sandiego6.com.
And thanks, Jodina. Great information and advice for our viewers this morning. And stay tuned for the next installment of our Wealth Strategies series with Reilly Financial.